What's good, YouTube? You know what's going on? It's your boy Jesse. I'm back with a video. Hey, today we got something different, bro. So today we got something different. You feel me? I'm gonna prank this Shay, my nigga. I'm gonna prank this Shay. I think he's like, I don't know what the fuck that nigga doing, but we finna prank this dude. Hey, if you haven't, make sure to like the video, subscribe, or I'm gonna slap you, nigga. I'm finna slap you. I've been being consistent with these bangers. I'm gonna slap you. You feel me? So make sure to like the video and go check out all my old videos and make sure to subscribe. We at 92K. 100K coming soon, bro. Let's go crazy. Make sure to like the video. Hey, comment right now. If you can be anybody, if you have anything in this world, what would it be? You feel me? That's the question of the day. Make sure to like the video. I love y'all. And peace, baby.
Before I go though, I gotta talk to you before I go. With the smoking shit, so I'm gonna close the door because of the smoking shit. Huh? I said I gotta talk to you before I go, but the smoke going to the other room. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna. What's up?
Low key, you might have to sit down. No, I'm not gonna. It's like something like sensitive though.
Like a
You good, nigga? Yeah, nah, I'm straight.
What's up with you?
But that's fine. Nah, I was just shooting. But nah, low key.
Hey yo,
I don't know, folks.
my bad, y'all. I gotta redo this, bro. My mic was off. I ain't gonna hold you. I thought that shit was on the whole time my mic was off. But nah, we back with another motherfucking video, you feel me? They tried to ban us yesterday. You already know what it is. We streaming too, so you in the stream, comment real quick. What's the next video to watch? But nah, on some real shit, we already watched Jay Cinco. I told my girlfriend's brother I smashed his sister. You already know this shit really get crazy. Man. But no.
What's good, YouTube? You know what's going on? It's your boy Jesse. I'm back with a video. Hey, today we got something different, bro. So today we got something different. You feel me? I'm gonna prank this Shay, man. I'm gonna prank this Shay. I think he's like, I don't know what the fuck that nigga doing.
Oh, he pranking the Oh, Jay Cinco, the Shay girl's sister. I mean, boyfriend.
I've been being consistent with these bangers. I'm gonna slap you, you feel me? So make sure to like the video and put a slap you.
This shit right here? Yo, he recording off of his phone. This is what tells y'all that you don't need shit to be a YouTuber, bro. You don't need nothing to be a YouTuber, nothing special. All you need is your phone for real. You get your phone, start recording for real, you can make your videos. Just use iMovie, all that shit. You can motherfucking play games on your phone, screen record it, put it in iMovie, and then after you put it in iMovie, just voice over it. That's as easy as it is.
I've been being consistent with these bangers. I'm gonna slap you, you feel me? So make sure to like the video and go check out all my old videos. Make sure to subscribe. We at 92K. 100K coming soon, bro. Let's go crazy. Make sure to like the video. Hey, comment right now. If you can be anybody, if you have anything in this world, what would it be? You feel me? That's the question of the day. Make sure to like the video. I love y'all. And peace, baby.
Before I go though, I gotta talk to you before I go. With the smoking shit, I'm gonna close the door because of the smoking shit. Huh? I said I gotta talk to you before I go, but the smoke going to the other room. Okay, yeah, what's up?
Low key, you might have to sit down. No, I'm not gonna. It's like something like sensitive though. You good? Yeah, nah, I'm straight.
Man, this a prank, but that nigga ain't lying though.
Nah,
That nigga ain't lying.
I don't know, folks.
Fuck out of here.
Like low key, I just gotta speak to you, even, but I don't know if Brooklyn came to you about it. I don't know if she came to you, cause you like the man in the crib type shit, you feel me? So I don't know, I cannot sit up here, bro. Girl, I'm not chilling. You over there. Why?
I don't want to sit face to face, man. I don't sit on the floor. Your shit, bro.
Oh God.
You can order food. I don't know. Brooklyn came here about that shit. No shit that happened that day.
What?
You Brooklyn come to you about it? Yeah, and she didn't talk to you at all about that shit? About what happened at the party, at my cousin's party.
Nigga, what the fuck are you talking about?
You laughing and shit. You ain't laughing. Why this camera so blurry
I don't
though?
know if I should. I don't know, like, I don't know if it's more than or if I, like, you know, like, you cool with it and I can tell.
Bro, see, he moved over to that side. Now I gotta move my. Like, yo.
I'm saying, like, I don't know if Brooklyn told you, like, what happened.
Wait, I broke up?
Nah, I broke up, like, I'm not saying, cause we be playing this shit, bro. Like, how, you know how we be playing all the time, bro. Like, me and her, like, you know, took that step. Give them, saying,
Get what I'm saying.
What are you talking about, my nigga? Like, for real.
like, my nigga, come on, bro, that's my, like, I'm
Why are you
saying.
trying to beat around the view? Grown ass nigga. You grown ass
My nigga,
nigga.
I did it with my sister, bro.
Huh?
Huh? Huh?
I did it with Brooklyn, bro.
What?
Ain't no fucking way. Yo. That nigga. Yo. If you my sister's boyfriend, I'm already knowing that y'all done did shit like that, bro. Yo. Don't come to me telling me y'all did that shit, cause now I'm feeling threatened. Now I'm ready to get on your ass because you said that shit. You got me fucked up. Talking about some, oh yeah, I fucked your sister. Nigga, you gonna fucking die.
So, yeah, like, yeah.
Talking about?
But you ain't tripping.
She's a virgin, bro. She don't do
Nah,
that.
I know, nah, it's like a big, like, you know, it's a big.
This nigga said, nah, I know.
Party, she's not no thot.
No,
My sister's not a thot.
no, it's my cousin party at my grandma's. I lived there.
Why
like,
are you fucking my sister at your grandma's crib?
bro, it's not even.
My sister's not like that, bro. You don't like sex, bro.
Hold up, dummy. How the fuck you gonna tell him that your sister don't like sex? That's what she telling you, bro. She lying to you like a motherfucker. Nigga, you think she ready to tell you the motherfucking truth? Nigga, a lot of older brothers. See, I ain't even got no younger sister type shit. But if I did, I'd probably be the same way as them. A lot of older brothers be protective as hell over their little sisters. So they little sisters, as soon as any type of conversation like that come up, they gonna switch it up like a motherfucker. They gonna be over here acting like, oh yeah, what's sex? I'm innocent. Nah, bitch. Nigga, you ain't innocent. I know X, Y, Z, B, A, B, and C motherfucker that done fucked your ass. You ain't innocent.
Yeah, but it wasn't like, bro, we haven't been talking for almost a year, bro.
I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, bro. You don't give me fucking my sister. You know, I know that niggas gonna make y'all 28, man. We all talking about all these other shit, bro. Chill, bro.
Nigga talking about some wait till
My
28.
sister's not like that.
Bro, I know,
She
bro.
just had her first kiss and shit like that. Just cause y'all be kissing on the internet and shit, bro. Whatever, bro. Like, no. You guys don't. When you guys even have time? My mom don't even let that shit happen.
Bro,
And my sister tell me everything. So why would I?
that's
Ew,
what I'm
why is
saying.
my-
So if I call.
Hold on, y'all. I gotta fix this real quick. My stream still say epic, bro. Hold up. Like, what the fuck? Motherfucker. God. Oh, yeah, I'm showing y'all a cheat real quick, too. What's that nigga name? I don't know, I don't even need to do that. Yo, cause it changed before, but it wasn't bad though. But yeah, I'm showing y'all all the gems real quick though. Accidental, not intentional, but shit, fuck it though. Ah, that bitch changed over fast as hell. Feel me? I gotta do this real quick.
Right now.
We back.
I'm telling you, nigga, I'm telling you on some nigga shit.
My nigga, like, why would you?
But you're not like, you gotta understand, my nigga. I'm telling you on some.
Why would you even tell me? You think I'm like?
Bro, I'm saying you the easiest person to tell. What I'm gonna tell him?
Bro done told you that he fucked your sister.
I'm telling you. I'm not gonna tell Mel. I'm telling you, bro. And I don't
He
know
clapping your sister's cheeks, my nigga.
Clapping, my nigga. We can't go back from that, so we gotta learn how to just deal with that shit. Bro.
How many times? One time?
Yes, it was our first time.
Wait.
Like it was like a week.
What was I at?
I don't know where the fuck your bitch ass was at.
When was this at? Bro. Hey, this is not, you not, bro. I could really beat your ass with some real shit. I'm not playing. Nah, for real. Hey, for real, on some real shit, are you playing with me? Are you playing with me on some real shit?
I wish I was.
Something.
Oh God. I'm sorry. I don't want you to find out like this, bro. You feel me?
Did you use protection?
Bro, you can't go in depth like this, bro.
Bro,
I don't want to disrespect your sister.
Bro, if you didn't, bro, you gotta work.
If I didn't,
Yeah.
protection like a bulletproof vest.
Hey yo,
What?
hey yo, this nigga playing with him, bro.
Because bro, you're making a joke. You're making a
This nigga trolling like a motherfucker.
No, you didn't. So you're a
This nigga trolling like a motherfucker.
fuck, bro, you're
I don't like.
This nigga trolling him.
Like she's dirty.
fuck, bro. You're nasty as fuck. Why would you do that weird shit?
Hey,
Bro,
Weird
you're
shit.
lying. You're lying, nigga. You gotta go on some real shit, bro.
What I
You're
got?
not playing. You weird as fuck, bro. Dude, that's nasty as fuck.
Bro, ain't like, bro.
Some real
Bro,
shit,
we
nah,
got to
bro.
them, bro. We can talk about this.
No,
No, some name that shit to hear, bro. Like this is personal.
Nigga say I don't want your neighbors to
I'm
hear.
not, bro. I'm serious.
You're on some weird shit. Nah, you're weird as fuck, bro.
I'm my nigga.
Nah. Hey.
Man, fuck this man.
That's some real shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I can't focus. I'm really gonna smack the fuck out of you.
She getting hot as hell.
That's just the most disrespectful shit you could really do to me right now.
How was so?
Because the fact that you know, like, nigga, I appreciate you telling me that shit and like get my sister growing up, but the fact that you being an older nigga, like couldn't even take precaution and shit. She's young, she don't know shit. So you over here just doing
Nigga.
it. She's young, she don't know shit.
Nigga, she know more than you.
At your grandma house, nigga, right? Let's talk like she like
My
my
grandma's
girl,
Christian.
my sister's daughter, some shit. Nigga.
My grandma's Christian.
So what are you talking about, bro? So why is that even happening?
What do you mean? I give her a ring. We're married. It was
Nigga, no, you're not. You're fucking 18 years old, nigga. You're
Bro,
not,
it's
not
married.
your last relationship.
Bro,
You're a kid.
we're married.
No, you're not, bro.
It's in the Bible.
I'm
It's
sure you got hoes and shit.
I don't have no. Bro, how do I have hoes? You know me, nigga.
Bro, it's cool, bro. I don't know you that long, my nigga. I don't know.
Nah, nigga,
How I got hoes and you don't know me, nigga?
Nah, niggas don't know me. Nah, niggas don't know me. Hell, nigga, I'm telling you what it is, nigga. You rather me not tell you?
You gotta leave.
You rather me not
Bro,
tell you?
you gotta go, my nigga. Go.
I'm not going nowhere, bro. Nigga, you the one yelling. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere.
God.
I'm not going nowhere, bro. My nigga, you need to just take it, bro. Just take it and talk. Like, what the fuck
I'm
you
gonna
did?
fuck,
Like,
I'm
how
gonna
you?
fuck your mom or something.
Oh,
Nigga,
Yep.
me and your sister did it.
I'm fucking wrong. And then when
You
I fuck
can't.
her, I'm gonna be like, oh shit, I'm sorry, da da da. It was shit, we did it. In
Then
the
I
back of my porch and shit, smacked them.
Then I would have been like, hey,
Hey,
bro.
fuck Ross, man, all shit.
Then I would have
All
been
that
like,
shit.
hey, bro.
No,
Thank you for
that's
telling me.
No.
And that's how you
Bro,
supposed to be.
move, bro. Some real shit like
nigga, you know damn well you ain't doing that
Some real
shit.
Go.
Yo.
Go. Just go.
Yo, let a nigga fuck my mom's, bro. Like, yo, she a grown ass woman. She gonna do what she want type shit. But it's just certain levels of respect. If you use my mans and you fuck her, I swear on everything, I'm gonna beat the fuck out you. And at that, I'm definitely gonna look at her different too, cause it's like, yo, like, use my mom. Why are you fucking people I know? Why are you fucking people my age type shit? But she got a whole boyfriend. She been loyal to that nigga, whatever. Like, you feel me? Ain't no reason, ain't no way. But if a nigga ever did do that shit, Bro, I promise you that's gonna be one less nigga in this world. It's got me fucked up.
My nigga, if you hit me, bro, I'm gonna come back and blow this bitch out. I'm not gonna do shit. I'm gonna air this whole bitch out. I'm gonna air this bitch out.
So if he hits you, you gonna shoot it?
You going death or death? Bro, you're doing too much.
You said death or death?
Nigga, I'm
Hey,
telling
yo.
you, bro. You feel me? You getting mad at me, my nigga?
Nigga says you want death or death.
Ain't shit to eat in this bitch. Like, come on, my nigga. You getting mad at shit for what? We could have talked in the living room type shit. But you want to be loud for your neighbor, though, bro. Is what I'm saying, my nigga. You getting mad at shit. What you mad for? What you mad for? Come on, nigga, chill out. What are you
Hey, what he just throw?
What you mad for? Come on, nigga, chill out. What are you doing, shit, my nigga? What are you doing? You still, I'm sleeping here. I'm sleeping over. I don't have a fucking ride, bro. Damn. You getting mad and shit? Fuck is you getting mad for, my nigga? Like, fuck is you getting mad for, my nigga? It was a prank, my nigga. It was a prank, my nigga. Bro, I wouldn't smash your sister, nigga. She better let me kiss her. She better let me, bro. It's a prank, my nigga. It's a prank, my nigga.
What?
It's a prank, my nigga. You not fucking with it? Why are you mad, nigga?
Hey,
But you still mad?
it's cool, bro. Alright, bro. Alright, bro. I'll see you later.
I don't
Bye.
have no ride, my nigga. You don't want to be recording because are you sad? Are your feelings hurt?
No. I'm gonna let you downstairs.
Are you gonna drive me home? But how the fuck I'm gonna get home? Yo, this nigga tripping, bro. I just told this nigga I'm playing and this nigga still taking it serious. Like,
It's,
how am I on weird shit? Nigga, you're sad.
Nah, real
You're
shit, though.
sad? Fuck you sad? I just said it was a prank, my nigga.
see, now the thing is, though,
I'm not.
these shits be pranks, but niggas be dead ass serious. They just be saying, oh yeah, it's a prank. When they'll fuck around and do some shit. Right? Niggas will do some shit. Be motherfucking. Let me restart. My bad. I'm over here occupied and shit. But now on some real shit, niggas will dead ass be like, oh yeah, I got something to tell you. What you gotta tell me, dummy? Yeah, so nigga, what you gotta tell me, dummy? My bad. Basically, so you remember that one day when, like, you gave me like motherfucking $8,000 and you told me, oh yeah, put it in my bank account. Yeah, so mind you, they'll say that shit the whole time. That 8K probably still in their bank account. But I promise you, niggas will be like, oh yeah, I spent that shit. Nigga be like, fuck you mean you spent that money? You spent my money, dummy? And it's like, if they get a good response, where it's like, oh yeah, fuck it, I'll make a bet, then now that nigga really ready to spend that shit. That wasn't no prank. Now it's a prank if you get the wrong motherfucking response. That's how that shit really go. You get the wrong motherfucking response. Now this nigga like, oh yeah, I gotta tell this nigga it's a prank. I gotta tell him it's a prank. I gotta get him his shit back. You feel me? Like, that's really all everything is. But fuck it though.
I don't know, man. I have no ride. You feel me?
And on top of that, this nigga know if that's his girl and they been dating for a minute, 9 times out of 10 they fuck. They maybe haven't, but you never know. You don't know. It's really just him and her to know. Everybody else is out this bitch speculating all this shit.
But yeah, man, hey. Hold on. Hey,
Nigga said,
man, make sure you like the video. Hey, make sure you like the video. I'm gonna slap you. Make sure the server, I'm gonna slap you. You feel me? This nigga, man, I don't know. You feel me? You know what I say. Little guy got big tempers, tall tempers. You feel me? But hey, man, make sure you like the video or I'm gonna slap you. Roll to 100K. We at 92K. Make sure you watch the last video. Yeah,
so y'all already know what the fuck going on, bro. Y'all already know what the fuck going on. Take over. This is gonna be the first reaction video I post because I'm for sure posting this shit. I ain't on no bluffing shit no more. I'm ready. I'm low key ready to delete everything else. Delete all the videos and start new. You feel me? Ready to start new, give y'all niggas some new shit. Fuck the old videos. It wasn't even that good quality. The mic quality was terrible. So fuck that. I ain't even ready motherfucking drop those shits. I'm ready to just give y'all some new shit, give y'all some more shit, and go crazy off of that. If y'all stay for the streams and all that, just fucking join the stream, comment what you want to see. I'm gonna let y'all see all that shit. I'm gonna let y'all know everything. You feel me? But yeah, we gonna be back with another video. What we finna watch now? What we finna watch now? I just wanna know what we ready watch now. Matter of fact, let me react to this. Oh shit. Why her leg look like plat? Oh, alright. Shit, I don't even know what we gotta react to. For real, for real. Alright, we ready to react to the story of Young Pappy. If y'all don't know who that is, that's a Chicago legend. In my eyes. You feel me? Everybody damn near know who that is. So yeah, we ready to get it. The story of Young Pappy, TLG, PBG, this part 1. It's probably gonna be 3-4 different parts. I'm ready to react to all in this one stream, so when y'all see in part 1 type shit, if y'all want to see everything all together, just motherfucking come straight to the stream, you feel me? Straight to the live stream. It's gonna be in the past, all that.
The video, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all.
And if you don't know who Chicago Scene is, Chicago Scene got like a lot of videos on here type shit, just stories and all that. Like the one I saw was motherfucking King Von shit. They had the King Von story on there. They had motherfucking Dirt. Everybody in Chicago is on here, damn near.
All the support I received from you. And as always, all the information in my videos is rumors taken from the internet or the street. I'm not saying the information is fact.
Because people used to come through showers every day. This block, words can't even explain. Can't even explain.
Young Money, man, they in the building.
Young Moolah, baby.
Man, Capone, man, get to him, man. What's the two boys, man? Number 9, man. Number 9,
Yo, like, I'm trying to do a small piece of dope. Fill a small piece of dope.
You have to be willing to die or go to jail for 100 years if that's the lane that you're stepping in. You have to understand that whether you're 15, 16, you got to think like a man. You know what I'm saying?
Don't be in it.
Think
Oh,
like
you're
a
not?
man.
Why does everybody say you're only 16 years old?
How old
So
are
how
you?
old are you?
300.
The story of young Pappy.
We gonna make it out this shit.
Right.
Fuck. I'm not trying to none of that. Everybody gonna be tweaking. I'm not tweaking, bro.
People kill them, gang bang. They done lost their homies, so they feel a certain type of way. They ain't just gonna draw off losing their homies. They want revenge. So I feel like I think I was gonna stop.
This is the story of young Pappy, one of the most requested stories from viewers. Pappy was one of the most talented rappers to come out of Chicago, that many predicted would have a successful future ahead of him. Sadly, like many other rappers filled with talent from Chicago, the street took him before he got out of the hood. Pappy was one of my favorite rappers to come out of Chicago. His aggressive style that can be compared to King Von along with his insane flow. It was a type of music that you could really get hyped to. Like L.A. Capone, young Pappy would have been on top of the world if he had been alive today, I'm sure. His rap style was unique. No one did it like him. However, Pappy was not only a rapper, he is also alleged to have been both a shooter and a killer. What he said in his songs can be linked to the reality he lived, which makes his music and story even more interesting. Hope you enjoy this story as much as I do. Young Pappy, whose real name was Shaquan Jerome Thomas, was born on May 10, 1995 in Chicago, Illinois. Shaquan was born on the south side of Chicago and lived on the 53rd together with the whole family, but then moved as a child with his family to the north side of the city.
Nigga, she heard my voice 2 days ago.
She
just called me and said,
sisters,
I want to make sure he's alive. It's good to hear his voice sometimes.
I will only mention 3 of the siblings as the others are not relevant to the story, so it feels unnecessary to mention the others.
Nice.
Bro,
she gonna wait, Donnie.
Yo, she checked me out, bro. I'm on live right now. I'm reacting. I'm in the vibe. She gonna have to wait, Donnie.
I ain't ready to hold you.
However, Pappy's parents divorced and the brothers split up.
Yo, no cap.
Pappy and his big brother.
This video like an hour 24 minutes, bro. She gonna have to wait. I'm sorry, man.
While his little brother Taysaf stayed in Rogers Park with their father. However, around the years 2010 and
but nah, real talk though, like that's really how it be though. Like no cap. Ever since I moved out, type shit, I don't really be. I real life don't really like. It's not even like I'm trying to or not. But like, no cap, I don't really talk to her as much. And it's like, yeah, I moved out, so it's like I'm not going to, or I'm not going to need to all the time, type shit. But it's still good to call and all that. But shit, I'm human, I ain't perfect, you feel me?
In 2011, Pappy moved to Rogers Park to be with his father Ryan and little brother Taysaf. This move was actually the reason why Pappy became involved in the criminal life and became a member of the gangs that housed in the area. As you all know, Pappy was a rapper, a really good rapper. Already as a small child, Pappy was drawn to music and hip-hop. In the household where he lived with his family, hip-hop was often played, which also characterized the entire neighborhood. Already as a 4-year-old, Pappy started playing with music. He started writing lyrics and rapping. His older brother, B.U. also used to rap and write his own lyrics and actually taught Pappy how to do it. In an interview with Pappy's little brother,
Hold on,
Pappy struck character.
Hold on, my bad, John, my bad. But I definitely wasn't listening right there, I ain't gonna lie.
As you all know, Pappy was a rapper, a really good rapper. Already as a small child, Pappy was drawn to music and hip-hop. In the household where
Ayo,
he
will
lived with
I
his
get
family, hip-hop was often
fucking,
played,
will my
which also
video turn to
characterized
18
the
and up
entire neighborhood.
if I smoke
Already
on
as a
here?
4-year-old, Pappy
Like, do they
started
do that
playing
shit?
with music. He started
Cause I never
learning
understood
lyrics
all
and
that. I ain't
rapping.
gonna lie.
His older brother, BU Double, also used to rap and write his own lyrics and actually taught Pappy how to do it. In an interview with Pappy's little brother, Sav, in the podcast No Jumper, he says that Pappy used to sit with a dictionary to learn new words and figure out which words rhyme with each other. In this way, Pappy learned how to play with words, which he would eventually
Pappy's
become a
wordplay
master at
is
doing.
fucking crazy.
I personally think that this musical background Pappy had is a big reason why he was as good as he actually was. Many of today's rappers from Chicago started rapping 3 or 4 years ago, and their music is very much based on their reputation on the street. However, Pappy had been doing this since he was a small child, before he and his brothers even knew that street life existed.
Respect.
Just as I mentioned earlier, Pappy moved to Rogers Park to live with his father and little brother. Pappy's mother, Ingrid, said in an interview that Pappy was a good student with straight A's in grade school. Pappy did not start to get into trouble until high school. However, he was involved in petty crimes such as theft and fights, just as many other criminals begin their careers. Pappy went to Sullivan High School, which is located in Rogers Park. It was at that school, according to his mother, that he began to hang out with the wrong people who were already involved in gang life. This has seemed to be a pattern through all my videos about gang members and rappers. It is often when you start going to high school when their real problems begin. You become affiliated with the wrong type of crowd. Fights with other young people from other schools and areas begins later leads to shootings and eventually murders, which leads to a vicious circle of killing. We have seen it on the south side between STL/EBT and O Block, on the east side between Black Mob and No Limit, and now the north side. Sullivan High School is a public school and not directly known as the best school in Chicago.
Hey yo, how short you gonna call me?
The high school is
and then
ranked
block
within the bottom 50% of all 3,672 schools in Illinois. With 730 students and only 36 classroom teachers, less than 5% of the students achieved proficiency in math and reading/language, which is lower than the Illinois average of 35%. As with many other schools in Chicago, there were often fights. Pappy ended up in fights several times, and there is also a video left on YouTube from 2011 where Laromac and Gene O'Mac from DFG fought with Santana from PBG.
Yo, this should be so weird, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. It should be so weird, bro. I don't even remember what girl this is, bro. No cap. I don't even remember what girl this is. Hold up. Oh, I know who it is. But nah, this should be so weird, cause like, yo, you ever be texting and DMing somebody and y'all just having casual conversation. Ain't no flirting going on, no nothing. And then motherfucking, you get blocked. Man, that shit weird as hell to me. Like, fuck it. I don't care. That's the video done. Back to the motherfucking video. I don't know if that's an Instagram glitch or nothing though. Cause I've been getting blocked from hella people lately. And it will be people that I ain't even talked to in like years type shit. Where it will just be like,
mostly DFG though. According to Sav, Pappy was out on the streets with his brother BU Double in Uptown before moving to Rogers Park where PBG resides. It was in Uptown that he began to get to know several people who would later become DFG and who became his friends for life. That is
hold on, y'all, let me. Story of Pappy reaction. Let me change this bitch. Nah, fuck it, I'm just. Don't even matter like that.
reason why he claimed DFG more than PBG. He was brought up in the TFG area in Uptown and was originally from the buildings on Lawrence. Pappy also used to sell drugs in Uptown with his brother BU Double even though he lived in Rogers Park. Pappy was really the one that later on brought DFG and PBG together, much like Duck did with STL/EBT and Jaro, 051 and Mob. Don't get me wrong, TFG and PBG were still cool with each other before Pappy, but Pappy made them even closer to each other, just like M-Tang, D-Rose and King Bun did with O-Block and 600. You would be able to compare DFG and PBG's relationship with O-Block and 600. Pappy also went to school with several PBG and DFG members in Rogers Park. In order for you to understand the whole story better, I will now tell the story of PBG and TFG, why they were formed, who they are allied with and who they beef with. PBG, which stands for Pooh Bear Gang, is a large GD set in Rogers Park that has a large territory with Greenleaf as the north border, North Shore as the south border, Ashland to the west, and Glen.
Hell nah, no bullshit to y'all. It probably look like I'm over this bitch making this shit white as hell, but I promise you it's not.
By Munchie and murdered from Log City on January 20th, 2012. Pooh Bear Gang was created to honor his memory. His death caused several GD sets like B Block, G Block, Pratt Brats and Farwell Mafia to click up and form PBG. Pooh Bear was a member of the gang ICG, which was the original name of the gang, just as Wick City was the name before it became a block. However, they are a bit more fragmented. There are some people that only claim ICG and not PBG, and many new shorties from ICG do not even claim PBG since they did not know them. So you could say that PBG was a branch of ICG but which later became its own gang. You could compare it to when Taekwon World was at first just a branch of Jaro City, just like the 2-2 gang, but which later became its own gang. ICG stands for Insane Cutthroat Gangsters. However, they're not insane. They're renegade but not insane, just ICG by name. Between the 1970s and 80s, Rogers Park became one of Chicago's most vicious neighborhoods as several gangs from the west and south sides such as the Black P Stones, Brazers, Gangster Disciples, Latin Kings, Simon City Royals and Vice Lords moved into the area. Much like NLMB, PBG is a big set with a lot of members and generations that stretch back to the 70s, before it was PBG, back when it was called Farwell Family. PBG has multiple members with multiple bodies. They have people like Spaz, Sean, Bang Dahita, Chemo and Streets, all very close friends to Pappy. Pappy was also close to Pooh Bear. Pooh Bear's dad, Too Easy, was a big figure in Uptown where Pappy, BU Double, Laro, Sheen, Biggs and the rest of DFG are from. So a lot of people were close to Pooh Bear and therefore repped PBG. Pooh Bear was also a known killer and is said by many people to have killed at least 2 people from Slutty Boys.
Slutty Boys. God damn. So check out his music. Hey, hold up. Laro TFG. Hey, I'm ready to comment real quick. Laro TFG. Ready to check out his music next reaction. Oh, it's TFG, not TFG.
PBG is closely allied with DFG. OTE, and SK and pretty
Nigga
much
said,
beefs
let
with
GDs
everyone
through the
around
door.
them. The different constellations have changed a lot on the north side over the years, just like on the south side of the city. Gangs have fallen out with each other, new wars have been created, and gangs have found new
And let
allies.
GDs through the door.
It is almost always a constant change in the gang wars. For example, PFG used to have an alliance with High City, but that ended in recent years. Another example is Hula Gang, who used to be cool with both DFG and PBG but is at war with them now. The reason for this was because of PBG
Hey, yo,
and
you know
TFG
it?
members went on
We
a
watching the
together
story,
with
Young
Hula
Pappy.
Gang Membe. 5 from Hula Gang froze up and ran, which resulted in Troy from DFG getting shot and killed, allegedly by Itch from Lil 4 Mob in March 2015. Itch was later killed in November 2015 by King Shuda, Sheen and Don Don from TFG. That's a perfect example of how two gangs can fall out with each other. PBG's main rivals in the past have been Lock City and Lil 4 Mob. However, in recent times the focus has been mostly on Lil 4 Mob and High City. Lock City, or Loyalty Over Cash, is historically a GD set that has been around since the 90s and houses on Paulina, Howard and Juneway. However, nowadays, BDs who originally come from the south side have moved up north around since then, or Loyalty Over Cash is historically a GD set that has been around since the 90s and houses on Paulina, Howard and Juneway. However, nowadays, BDs who originally come from the south side have moved up north to link up with Lock City due to the fact that many have relatives there. Therefore, Lock City has become a rather mixed set in recent days. Lock City is a really deep set that is at war with PBG, DFG, Birchwood, OTE, SK and High City. Lock City's war with PBG sparked off in December 2008 when Freaky from ICG/LDub got stabbed to death by Bleezy from Lock City in Montreal. Both was arrested for the murder. However, Breezy was freed from jail in 2011. Montreal is still locked up. According to rumors,
That shit
it
funny
was
as hell,
Romeo
I
from
ain't gonna lie.
GVG who set Freaky up to be killed, and that's why Guttaville and ICG had fallen out. PFG is a set of GDs in the area of Lawrence and
Yeah, let the
Milford.
GDs through the door.
Their boundaries stretch from Argyle to the north, Leland to the south, Broadway to the west, and Sheridan to the east. PFG has a long history that goes back to the 70s. Before DFG became a thing in 2009 to 2010, it was originally a Harrison Gents hood back in the 70s and early 80s. GD migration to Uptown took over the Gents numbers, and many Gents flipped GD or switched hoods. The area itself is very mixed, mostly with both black and white residents as well as a mix of rich and poor living together. Members of DFG mainly come from the 4848 and Winthrop building, which is mostly a low-income building. PFG has a lot of members, many killers, robbers and whatnot. As you already know, Pappy Duel claimed his hood along with PBG. Even though DFG and PBG aren't as close as they used to be back when Pappy was alive, they are still allies and share the same enemies. PFG beef with Hula Gang, Lil 4 Mob, High City, Lock City, GVG/Day Day World and TBG.
That shit
Some of
burn.
DFG's main killers were King Shuda, Biggs, Savage Sheen, and none other than Young Pappy, which may be a surprise for many people. Pappy really lived that life he rapped about, which makes his music even more interesting, because you know there is stories and real pressure behind the lyrics, much like King Von and L.A. Capone. Young Pappy is said to have been both a shooter and murderer. Now back to Young Pappy, or rather the year 2012, when things really started to heat up.
Like, that shit don't even hurt no more.
By
My
the
shit
age of
just tearing up.
17, became a shooter. Remember the date January 20th, 2012, because it was the date when Pappy's close friend Pooh Bear, only 15 years old, from ICG got shot and killed by Munchie from Lock City. Police found Pooh Bear in the alley on Juneway Terrace with multiple gunshot wounds. Pooh Bear, whose real name was Anton Sanders, was taken to an area hospital where he was declared dead. Munchie and Pooh Bear actually used to be good friends with each other, even after Freaky was killed. But after several fights at Sullivan High School that later led to shootings, it ended with Munchie allegedly killing Pooh Bear despite the fact that Munchie still claimed that he's not on it with Pooh. Pooh was killed in the midst of trying to trade guns. However, just a few days before Pooh Bear was killed, he was mocking Lock City on his Facebook page by writing dialogues, F the ops.
Yeah.
A body had not been dropped in 4 years between Lock City and ICG after the murder of Freaky. Now the war was started again, and it was actually the murder of Pooh Bear that was really the start of a decade of robbery, shootings and murders between the two gangs, and young Pappy would eventually take revenge on Lock City. This story will actually mostly be about Pappy, PBGDFG, and the war with Lock City, since that was the war Pappy was focused on. He really hated them after what Munchie did to Pooh Bear and made that very clear in many of his songs. But of course there are also other important deaths with other gangs involved in the story, and as usual I will
I
also
just be
go
wanting to
into
know,
different sides.
like, yo, I just be wanting to know where this nigga be getting all this information from, bro. Cause his videos be like motherfucking an hour 24 minutes, and he be talking at least 75% of that shit when he not showing like pictures and videos and shit. So it's like for him to document everything and organize everything like this, bro. I just want to know how long that should be taking him. Like, nah, real shit. Shout out to you though. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't really hold you. This nigga Chicago scene be on that shit. That nigga go to it. That I ain't gonna lie. But nah, I'm ready to close this out right now. This is gonna be motherfucking part 1. You feel me? I don't want to make it too motherfucking long. Pause. But yeah, I don't want to make it too long to the point where it's like, y'all niggas ain't gonna motherfucking watch the entire thing type shit. So I'm ready to break this shit up so y'all can break this up and watch this shit from like first day to motherfucking second day, third day. Come back and watch the rest, you feel me? I ain't ready to just leave y'all with a fat ass video like this, bitch. Alright, we out. Yeah, so we gonna get back part 2, you feel me?
Tracks, but for the most part I will focus on young Pappy and the beef DFG PBG had and has with Lock City. In the year 2012, Pappy spent most of the time in juvenile detention due to a gun charge, but since young Pappy was a minor at the time, there isn't any public documentation of it. This says a lot though. Pappy had started playing with guns and probably using them as well. When I said that the murder of Pooh Bear really sparked off the war between PBGDFG and Lock City, I really meant it. Just 2 days after the assassination, before even ICG had adopted the nickname Pooh Bear Gang to honor him and mourn him, ICG went on the hunt and killed 2 members of Lock City, Dion and John John. However, some claim that Dion and John John weren't members of Lock City and that they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. John John and Dion drove around in an SUV and stopped at a traffic light in the Rogers Park neighborhood. Suddenly shots started to ring off and both the driver, Dion, and the passenger, John John, were shot. They tried to drive away from the scene but crashed a short distance away. John John was pronounced dead on the scene and Dion, who only got shot in the leg, was taken to St. Francis Hospital in Evanston where he was pronounced dead even though early reports originally said he was in fair condition. According to rumors, the alleged killers were D-Mac and Magic City from PBG. In 2015, Magic City was arrested on drug charges and was sentenced to 7 years in prison. Once young Pappy came out of juvenile detention, he really started to get active in the streets. He was on the hunt for one specific member, Munchie from Lock City, or any Lock City member for that matter. Many people cannot accept that many rappers are actually with the shits, because they are so public and show off their personality that people cannot believe that they have actually done things. Best believe that the majority of the Chicago rappers actually raps about real things and do not lie in their raps. What I want to get to is that young Pappy was really with it. He talked about real life events in his songs. So when Pappy came out, he really went crazy, much like Von did when he came out of jail in 2012. However, on April 5th, 2012, PBG lost another member, James. James was gunned down in a drive-by shooting in the Rogers Park neighborhood. The alleged shooter in this murder was yet again Munchie from Lock City. James pleaded guilty to shooting a 9-year-old on June 26, 2009. The boy he shot happened to be the little brother of a Lock City member, which may be a reason why he was shot and killed by Lock City. So now Munchie had now dropped 2 people from PBG in the same year, just within a couple of months. PBG and TFG were now really out for blood. You could say that PBG were almost shocked by how pressured they were by Lock City. However, PBG, TFG, but especially Pappy would get their revenge. It would not come until a year after the murder of Pooh Bear and James. Now we come to the year 2013, the year Pappy turned 18. A lot of things happened in 2013 and the tables turned. Now it was PBG and DFG who started pressure Lock City, and people like Spaz, Bang Dahita, and not least Pappy himself started passing out a lot of smoke. On the 8th of June 2013, TFG would score on Hazel Mob, which would eventually result in the formation of Lil 4 Mob. Jeremiah Moore, also known as Lil 4, was a 24-year-old 4.C.H. member of Hazel Mob. Lil 4 has, among other things, been suspected of shooting Pula Gang and TFG. He was even arrested for a shooting back in 2011 where Lil 4 and Lontanius spotted a rival gang member and decided to open fire across the busy intersection. Whoever their target was got away. A young mother was not as lucky. She was shot in the leg. Her baby escaped the bullet by a matter of inches.
Hold up real quick, y'all. Ready to get intermission real quick, cause I ain't ready to hold you. I got a little boy low key, a little bit. But this is really do. It's really look good. Nah, shorty fine and shit, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I called a birthday boy real quick, you feel me? Yeah.
Yo.
You get me?
Bitch, why you call me on your phone?
Cuz, bro. I'm using my other phone as a mic down.
So, what's up?
Come up here real quick.
For what?
Tell me just come up real quick.
Nigga, I'm in bed. What?
Bro, come on.
Bitch, what?
Come on, Dummy.
Bitch, what?
Dummy.
What, nigga?
Come on, Dummy.
Bitch, what?
Bro, why you gotta be like that?
Bro, why can't you just tell me why?
Bro, just come here.
Baby. Kill myself, shut up.
What?
What?
Go ahead, the blunt, Dummy.
Oh my fucking god, you're nuts. Fucking blunt, that's not even rolled, bro.
Nigga, it's already rolled. What
Just
you
give me
talking
the
about?
blunt, man. Bitch, it's not even rolled.
Hey, man. Hey, man, you asking for too much. Hey, yo, chat, this nigga asking for too much. Okay. Yo.
my hand. I'm a little drunk. I don't got time for this.
Yo. Dobby. Whoa.
What? Chat, this is what this nigga rolls. What the fuck?
I ain't had no scissors now.
What is this skinny fucking twig?
Hey, man.
I hope y'all can see that shit. Shit is trifling. Shit is trifling. They can't even see me. Y'all can hear me though, so that's all that fucking matters.
It was a that.
Shit is fucking trifling. Y'all see that shit? Yeah, y'all did see it. What the fuck is this, bruh? This bitch is long, like a stick, bruh.
Dummy, I ain't had no scissors.
And then I thought you had the nerve to put a filter in it. I was like, oh yeah, you fucked up. How you gonna make the part where the weed is less thicker than the part where the filter is? That's fucked up.
Nah, that should be funny as hell though. I be hating using filters sometimes though, cause it be hard as hell to roll that bitch at down. We having to restart the whole blunt.
How did I know that you had it was like a 95% chance I was being caught up here to hit the blunt.
Oh yeah. How you
I
feeling?
go downstairs for the rest of the night.
How you feeling, Donnie?
I feel like I'm about to die.
It's your 20th birthday, Donnie.
I'm ready to go to sleep. I've been up so long. I took 2 shots, smoked a 2-gram blunt, and I feel like I'm about to pass out.
You look like you ready to pass up.
Bruh, them roller coasters not it no more, cause I think I'm too old for them bitches, bruh.
Man.
I'm not gonna lie, bruh. Every time niggas went down, bruh, the stomach drops, I said, bruh, I can't do it no more. The stomach drops is the worst, bruh. No, bruh. I felt like I was
when you go down,
I didn't even want to
scream.
scream.
Yell down.
No, I didn't even want to scream, bro.
You supposed to, though.
I felt like my body was ready to fucking die, bro. Like when I was going down there, I was tensing my body so hard just so my fucking stomach wouldn't feel like it's flying out of my ass. That shit, fuck it, like, bro.
That shit,
when that shit like lifts you.
They
up,
got the Superman there.
Yes, bro. That's what we went on, bro.
How many times you went on that?
Bro, one time. I never, bro. Erica wanted to go again, bro. That bitch, bro. No, bro. They had Batman. We
You'll say no,
Batman.
bro.
Batman's like this. You get on that bitch and you sitting like this, and then they click a button and you go like this, and you lay back, and it brings you up the hill, and you're up the hill going backwards, looking up at the sky.
Oh fuck
and
it,
no. Brings you down,
imagine that bitch just fucking drops.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Like yo, if that shit drops fast, you gonna be sitting there like this thinking.
Bro,
like,
we was waiting in line for like an hour, and we realized they was taking all the fast track people before they was taking us, and we was just sitting there. We didn't move for like 30 minutes. We was like, man, fuck this.
Nigga, why you ain't going there and be like you had
I was ready to do it, but I didn't find it. They didn't have that at the station.
Oh shit.
At the Six Flags. I told Erica about that shit. No, we gonna find it. We gonna go there in the next couple of weeks for sure.
Real shit though, niggas gonna find that motherfucker.
Bro, that bitch only like $40 total with processing fees and shit.
Like everything?
For you to buy one ticket for yourself, it'd be like $40.
Oh wow.
But for me and Erica, it's different because I gotta buy a parking pass and me and Erica shit.
Oh yeah, real shit. So yeah, for you it's like.
But me and Erica was just talking about it. We trying to go back soon anyway because we could work with your mom for 2 days, and then we could me and her could work with her for 1 day and be able to go there.
Hell yeah. And be able to buy some shit and still get gas.
Hell yeah.
So everything would already be paid for and all that shit. Shit, y'all trying to go like
next weekend?
Nah, not next weekend, but like probably the weekend after that.
Shit, what's up?
Shit, that's a bit.
How about Bubba?
I fuck around, go to that bitch and record.
Record a video?
Hell yeah.
For real?
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's what you're ready to do next time you get some cheese?
Nah, not even that.
That's
I'm ready to.
That's one of the things you ready to do?
I mean, that's just cheese to go to the park and have fun type shit. But while we doing that, I'm gonna record also.
Like professionally?
Like me.
Oh yeah, cuz I gotta tell you this too. Niggas, bruh. I was about to lay down, but I gotta sit up.
That don't sound too good now.
Bruh, niggas was at the park. I was ready to walk in there with the weed in my balls, bruh.
I had a whole like 10 grams, bro. So we smoked the first blunt and then walked in. Niggas saw the canine dog, like a narcotic dog, standing there, bro. And as soon, like, the curb was, see, this is the curb, because that's perfectly, like, you feel me? So this is the curb, this is the walk-up area. And the curb right here, and then the entrance is right here.
Canine was inside or outside?
The canine was right here between the gate and the entrance, right? So as soon as I get to the curb, I'm like, fuck, that's a canine. But I know that some of canines is just as scared. They're not actually, you feel me, narcotic dogs. As soon as I hit the curb, this nigga was standing there with the canine, just standing there like this. As soon as I hit the curb, the canine jumped up on the nigga and started just going like this. And the niggas started rubbing him to try to calm him down. I said, yep, Erica, turn around, let's go. I turned around so quick. Niggas turned around so quick. Ran back to the car.
Big nigga.
Bruh, we turned around, put that shit back in the car, smoked another blunt and went out. I said, I'm not taking that shit in.
Yo.
I said, all it takes is for that canine to bark and then them stop everybody, walk around, and that canine gonna walk right up to me and just hit me and go roof, and it's over with, bro.
Oh,
it's
nah.
over with. And
wait, so they don't
later
be
on
buying
in the
niggas?
day, what?
They don't be buying niggas?
Nah, they smell it and they just go crazy. And then as soon as they go crazy, they'll stop everybody that's around and they'll walk the dog around, and the dog wouldn't like send to who it is. Like it'll tell them. Like it'll send a signal to them. Like it'll sit down next to the person,
Man,
or it'll run over like hit them with their head, or it'll lick them or something like to sense like it's that person. You feel me? Yeah. But they did catch me low key when I walked in the second time, bro. Because niggas walked in, we had just blew down like fresh gas, like it was freshly on me. So I walked in there, and we walked.
But it's like they can't do shit though.
Yeah, but it was security, so we walked through. And then we get through, and all I hear is, hey, my man in the black shirt. And I keep walking. I'm like, fuck. He's like, my man in the black shirt, come here. I turn around, he's like, yeah, come here. And Erica comes with me. I'm like, bro, what the fuck, bro? They said, give me your bag, come here. They started fucking doing a metal detector on me. But before that, I saw him look at yo. He looked at the nigga that was about to do it on me. He looked at him, he said, so I'm already knowing. I'm like, yep, he smelled the weed, because he pointed at his nose and pointed at me. I'm already know what it is. So they do the whole shit. And right before that, bruh, me and Erica took our McDonald's, like our Cokes, and put them in the water bottles, because we wanted to save our Cokes for real and bring them in. So we thinking like, bruh, we get in the game, we thinking these niggas thinking that we sneaking alcohol in. It's just regular Coke. So they start going through the bag. I'm like, fuck, bro. They about to find this shit thinking niggas sneaking alcohol in. Like, of course. Right when we try to do some normal shit, bruh.
Your ass drinking is fucked up. Your ass
She was
drinking
she was like 20 or something. 20, maybe like her mid-20s. She opened a bag, looked at this shit. She looked at it, looked at us, and just kept going. Closed it up, kept going. Closed it up, kept going. Closed it up. Got to the bottles. Looked at them, looked at us. Closed it up real quick, kept going. I was like, my nigga, you ain't even cause a scene about it.
Yo, she said.
Bro, she took the bag, she said, y'all have a good day. I was like, you too, appreciate it. Put that shit on, got the fuck out of there. Erica ass gonna go talking about some, let me get a sip of this. I said, you better hold your ass up till we get through the motherfucking ticket shit. We just got through all this bullshit. You trying to pull this bottle out. They gonna think niggas taking a shot as soon as we got to the door.
Man.
You crazy.
They gonna be like, let the Jesus to the door.
Bro, they gonna be like, hold on, y'all let him do with that bottle? Hey, bring this nigga back real quick.
Oh, yo.
What's in that bottle?
Nah, real shit though. It was on your ass. Alright, y'all know niggas had to do that for real. Hey, we back though.
Lil 4 was released a year later in February 2012. A little more than a year later after he was released, he was shot dead by DFG. Lito, Biggs, and Laro from DFG are rumored to be the ones who killed Lil 4 and shot another person in connection with the murder. He survived. Biggs was only 13 at the time. Hazel Mob later adopted the nickname Lil 4 Mob to honor his memory. A few weeks later, after Lito allegedly killed Lil 4, he was shot himself. According to rumors, it was number 4 from Lil 4 Mob. Lito was taken to the hospital and
it was hella fours on this bitch.
PBG were still looking for Munchie, and in 2013 they were close to putting him away. Magic City from PBG caught Munchie outside and managed to shoot him in the wrist. Munchie luckily managed to run away and was able to take himself to the hospital where he received treatment. Someone who was very active in 2013 was young Pappy from TFG PBG. According to rumors, young Pappy shot Lucky from Lock City in his back and thigh. Fortunately, Lucky survived due to prompt treatment at the hospital. Young Pappy actually rapped about this situation in the song competition. He said the following: "Better ask Lucky what will happen when I drill shit. Like I said, better believe that the rap lyrics from Chicago are based from real life events." Pappy was really a threat to his rivals already in 2013 and became an even bigger threat later on in this story. However, in June 2013, young Pappy was convicted of felony unlawful use of a weapon and sentenced to 2 years on probation. Pappy later violated that probation and was sentenced to a year in prison. However, he would have time to do even more in 2013, despite being sentenced to 2 years on probation. On July 5, 2013, just one day after the 4th of July, the deadly violence continued. The PBG would finally get their revenge after the murder of James Elliott Frazier, also known as Lily from Lock City, was shot to death in Rogers Park about 5:30 a.m. Friday. Police found him bleeding from gunshot wounds in the 7400 block of North Paulina Street, and he was sadly pronounced dead on the scene. Two famous and notorious killers from PBG were allegedly behind the murder: Bang Dahita and Streets. Days later it was time again. PBG DFG would yet again score on Lock City. This murder has become well known to many people who follow the Chicago drill scene. Why, you might wonder? Well, because young Pappy was rumored to be one of the killers. It was on July 14, 2013 that young Pappy allegedly caught his first body. The victim who was murdered was identified as Blake Lamb of the 7600 block of North Bosworth Avenue, a well-known member of Lock City. Blake was walking on the sidewalk in the 1600 block of West Jonquil Terrace, in the Rogers Park neighborhood. A vehicle drove up next to the sidewalk and one or more people started shooting from inside the car. Blake got hit by several bullets which caused him to fall to the ground. Then one or two people jumped out of the car and stood over Blake and shot him 8 times in the face. Like many other murders in Chicago, Blake was brutally murdered. The people who killed him really wanted him dead and sent a message to Lock City. Just like I mentioned earlier, Pappy was one of the alleged killers along with Spaz, Face and Lil Sean from PBG. According to rumors, Spaz and maybe Lil Sean were the ones that jumped out of the vehicle to finish the job. It was really a gruesome murder and Blake was sadly pronounced dead on the scene. A Rogers Park resident, Christine, 38, said she heard at least 4 gunshots from her apartment about a block away from the park.
Dropped a name on her.
She said she's seen Blake hang out in that park before with
He just dropped everything on her. No cap.
Christine stated that she generally feels safe in her neighborhood, but in the summer, things can get really dangerous. The hotter, the more violent it gets, she said. Another resident in the Roger Park neighborhood, a 56-year-old man, who recently witnessed a shooting in the park along with his 10-year-old son, also stated that he and his son don't feel safe living in the neighborhood. The disrespect towards Blake was gruesome after his death. Pappy mocked him multiple times in his song. In a freestyle that Pappy released in April 2015, about a month before he was killed, Pappy rapped, "Give you hollow tips, have your shit looking like Blake's face." There are actually quite a few indications that Pappy actually put bullets in Blake's body. Pappy's brother I talked about earlier, Saf, who is also a rapper, released a song called Letter to Pappy on the 31st of May 2016. Basically a year after Pappy died. In that song Saf rap, they should be mad because you rearranged their homie face, which seems to refer to the murder of Blake. Rumors that Pappy was one of the killers have been circulating since Pappy was alive, which may indicate some truth. However, there are people who claim that Pappy was on house arrest. Some people claim that he was there but did not let off any shots, and some claim that he was not there at all. The house arrest rumor is false. Pappy was on probation but not on house arrest. As with all murders, there are different theories about who was there. You decide for yourself what you want to believe. However, there is one thing that drops all these heinous insults towards Blake after the murder. Pappy and some other PBG members went back to the crime scene once the paramedics arrived, and took a video of Blake lying under the white sheet. According to the police, the PBG members got video of the body with the sheet over it while saying things like, "Come on. Get up, Blake. Get up. I thought you did not lay down for anyone." The video was posted on Facebook and other internet blogs, but was later deleted and taken off the internet. The police were even questioning some of the PBG members, including Pappy, about the video.
We don't play safe. Israel Hollows, how your shit looking like Blake face. So take it easy. But you wearing the lights easy. And my wrist.
Blake was so
Nick said, so take it easy.
Death was
Israel Hollows, how
members, including Pappy, about the video.
We don't play safe. Israel Hollows, how your shit looking like Blake face. So take it easy. But you wearing the lights easy. And my wrist.
The reason Blake was so mocked as he actually was after his death was because he was actually a big member of Lock City. He was well respected across his neighborhood and was even rumored to have shot up PBG's hood several times, and also beat up and robbed people from that area. Blake was actually the first major body PBG caught from Lock City. Just like I mentioned earlier in the video, PBG had other bodies on the LZ at the time, but it was mostly low-key members, people who were not particularly active in the streets. Blake was the first time PBG made Lock City as a gang actually feel the pain they felt when Pooh Bear, Freaky and James died. This is the reason why they mocked him so much after his death. Lock City really felt it. Pappy remained active for the rest of 2013. In November, it was rumored that young Pappy, along with other PBG and DFG members, shot up Day Day World several times and was specifically looking for a member named Lil Duke. Day Day World, or GVG Guttaville, is a renegade GD set with their main block located on Thorndale and Winthrop. The DDW area is very mixed with the Section 8 housings and wealthy expensive apartments. This makes it much harder for DDW members to post up outside. This was one of the reasons why Pappy had a hard time sliding on them and did it without success. Day Day World was a nickname adopted by GVG to honor a fallen member from GVG called Day Day, who got shot and killed on September 18, 2012. The killers were rumored to have been Bird from Hula Gang and Big P from Stoneville. Lil Duke is a real hothead from Day Day World, who really went crazy after Day Day was shot and killed in 2012. When he was only 14 years old, he was charged with an attempted murder and
I'm ready to speed this up,
team from Hula Gang in July 2015 together with other members from GVG, Lock City and Lil 4 Mob. Lil Duke was and still is a rapper. He has released songs only since 2012 when Day Day was still alive. They used to be in the studio together to record music. For those of you who do not know, Lil Duke is a cousin of Duddy from PBG who was close to Pappy and several Jaro City and STL/EB team members since he was a cousin with FBG Duck. Sadly, Duddy was killed at the end of March 2019 by Wild Buddy, Urban Anthog from BLBD. Lil Duke, despite being in the rival gang, paid respect to PBG Duddy. Duddy and Duke were very close even though they were from rival gangs. Some even say that Duddy kept PBG from trying to kill him after the murder of 2 Cups. Lil Duke and Pappy had a very personal beef with each other. However, it is difficult to know how and exactly when it started. Both have mocked one another in songs back in 2013 and 2014. In Lil Duke's remix of the song Hang With Me, he rapped, "Lil Pappy you think you gangster, saying he gon' stretch me, I'm ready, I keep it on me." Young Pappy also mocked him and Day Day in the song Competition, which was released in December 2013. In that song Pappy rapped, "F Day Day, him hot as shit along with F Lil Duke, these shots for him." That song was released just a month after 2 Cups was killed, allegedly by Lil Duke himself. After Pappy's death, Lil Duke continued to mock him even more and was incredibly hated by Pappy's fans. TFG and PBG were and still are desperate to get him. There are also rumors that Duke and other Day Day members had sexual intercourse with Pappy's sister back in 2013. At least Duke stated that was the case on his Facebook page. However, what many do not know is that Lil Duke and Pappy used to be cool to each other. Pappy used to hang out with them on their block. Like I said earlier in my videos, it's incredibly common for rival gang members to be friends when they were younger. Pappy and Munchie also used to be cool with each other. In a side note, Lil Duke was actually close to getting killed in 2012 when he got shot in the chest by Skrills from Hula Gang. Fortunately he survived.
No lil' Pappy, you think you gangster, say you gon' scratch me, I'm ready. I keep it on me, boy, that shit addy.
Just like I mentioned before, it
I
was
ain't that
rumored that
nigga.
young
Oh, they fucked up. They say they hope she don't use that same mouth to kiss his mama. God.
Just like I mentioned before, it was rumored that young Pappy and DFG
Nah,
had
they
shot up Day Day
wildin'.
World numerous times in November 2013. This led to Day Day World and especially Lil Duke, since he had a personal beef with Pappy, to take revenge on TFG and Pappy. Just as I mentioned before, it was rumored that young Pappy and DFG had shot up Day Day World numerous times in November 2013. This led to Day Day World and especially Lil Duke, since he had a personal beef with Pappy, to take revenge on TFG. During a chat on December 1st, 20-year-old Mensa Kaifel, also known as 2 Cups, told his dad he'd be taking a friend in a wheelchair to the Social Security office the next day. Jaliabari, Mensa's father, did not think much of it. His oldest son had always liked helping people, he said. The next day, Mensa's mother saw him at 9 o'clock eating his breakfast. That was the last time she saw him. According to the police, Mensa along with his friend, whom the police did not mention by name but I know it was Lito from DFG, were standing near the intersection of North Broadway and West Glen Lake Avenue when a light-colored van pulled up. It is rumored that Lil Duke hopped out and opened fire, striking both 2 Cups and Lito. He then hopped back into the car and sped away from the scene. 2 Cups was rushed to St. Francis Hospital in Evanston, where he was pronounced dead. Lito was taken in serious to critical condition to Advocate Illinois Medical Center. Fortunately, Lito survived. However, a source said that the person who began shooting at the man may have been in a wheelchair, which doesn't make sense since other witnesses have stated that a gunman hopped out of a van. However, Ken Anderson, who owns a shop nearby, said that he saw 3 men, including one in a wheelchair, speaking to each other. It happened so fast, there was some type of altercation, gunshots, and we saw the 2 guys running west. A man doing work at the restaurant tried to help the person in the wheelchair who may have been shot in the hand or wrist. My guess is that 2 Cups was there with Lito along with the person he helped with the wheelchair when a van pulled up and Lil Duke hopped out and shot them up. The others in the van are rumored to have been Nana and Uno from GVG. I have also heard that the intended target in the shooting was actually Lito, who was an outstanding member from DFG. He was the one that allegedly created Lil 4 Mob, which I mentioned earlier in the story. Lito was killed this year about a month ago, and he was the brother of Big Red, who was killed in 2015. Pappy was totally heartbroken after the death of Two Cups. They were extremely close and Pappy later dropped 3 mixtapes named Two Cups, Part 1, 2 and 3 to honor his friend's memory. Part 3 was released after Pappy's death. The first mixtape was dropped in August 2014 and really became an iconic mixtape. Much like Finally Rich, Welcome to Phaso Loud and Free Crack. The mixtape contained iconic songs like Competition, where he dissed Lil Duke, Shorty with DeForty, Old Slaves, where he mocked Blake with the line "We made Blake block with a face shot," and not least the song named after his fallen friend, Two Cups. He started the song by saying "R.I.P. to my big brother Two Cups." Two Cups was a known drug dealer in the area and brought in a lot of money, which Pappy referred to with the text, "They took my big brother Mensa." I'm thinking, like, why? Was it the money? Was it the cars? Was it the way he was stunting? Was he flexing too hard? Was it the way he was finessing, trying to stack or starve? Pappy was really a lyrical mastermind, along with having a masterful flow and a charisma much like King Von. My personal opinion is that young Pappy deserves incredibly much more credit when it comes to music. After the murder of Two Cups, TFG adopted the name Mensa Mafia, Mensa Millionaires and Two Cups Gang to honor his memory. After the murder of Two Cups, TFG was desperate to kill Lil Duke. Young Pappy continued to slide on Day World. However, only 2 months after the murder of Two Cups, young Pappy was subjected to an assassination attempt. Pappy, along with 2 others who got shot, survived, but his friend Kyo from PBG was killed in the situation. This is the infamous so-called McDonald's situation. Kyo and Pappy, along with other PBG members, including D-Mac, were on their way to a Rogers Park McDonald's about 3:30 p.m. Wednesday, the 5th of February 2014. 1 or 2 masked gunmen opened fire at the group, striking 4 teens. 3 of them survived, but 1 of them didn't make it. Mark Carr, 17, who got shot in the back of his head. Young Pappy was one of the 3 teens who luckily survived the shooting. He got shot in the arm. A 15-year-old girl was shot multiple times and an 18-year-old man was shot in his back. Both survived. According to a police source, young Pappy was actually the member who was the target in the shooting, and since the alleged shooters were King Ty and Munchie from Lock City, there is much to suggest that Pappy was actually the target due to his alleged involvement in the murder of Blake from Lock City, and all the mockery that followed in his songs. Mark Keokar's family said they were upset about news reports saying the shooting was gang-related. Keo was not in a gang according to his family members. Mark Keo, a junior at Almonson High School, was the 3rd of 5 children. His older sister, Deshika, described her brother as outgoing and very funny. He had a big heart and was never afraid to speak his mind, she said. She also mentioned that he liked sports, especially basketball and swimming, and that he wanted to join the Marines. Keo's mother said her son had just gotten home from school Wednesday. She was starting to cook dinner, and her son asked for a couple bucks to get some food at the McDonald's just a few blocks from their Rogers Park home, and that was the last time she saw him. On March 26, 2014, young Pappy was... On March 26, 2014, young Pappy was in court on a reckless conduct charge and got sentenced to 60 days in jail. He got out on June 3rd, which means that Pappy got to celebrate his 19th birthday in jail. This also means that young Pappy had nothing to do with the murder of DZ from Lil 4 Mob, which many have speculated about. DZ dissed Pappy a lot on social media back in the days. Pappy started mocking him back in songs once he died. In the song Killer, he rapped.
Hold up, what? What is that shit, babe? I'm so confused. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. I'm trying to figure this out real quick. Confused as hell, though. What the fuck, bro?
sent me that shit on Saturday too. Oh, it's Luke's. Bruh.
I got Deezy in my swisher. Deezy's killer is rumored to have been D-Ray, Macdus and PJ, all from Hula Gang. While Pappy was inside, PBG would score in Lock City. 16-year-old Keno Glass from Lock City was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting early Tuesday morning on April 15, 2014. The alleged killer was the well-known PBG member Lil Sean. Friends of Keno said that he was an aspiring rapper who did not deserve to be shot and killed. A longtime friend of Keno, Kenneth, said that Keno loved everyone around him. He did not deserve it. I could not even stop crying last night. He was a little brother to me, Kenneth said. Keno, who went by the rap name KP Lashore, had been returning home from an interview regarding his music career. About 2:40 a.m. he knocked on the first floor windows of his friend's apartment in the 7600 block of North Ashland Avenue. Then 4 or 5 gunshots rang out from a gray minivan that was passing by. Keno was sadly pronounced dead on the scene. A suspect in the shooting was questioned. That suspect was allegedly Lil Sean from PBG. Lil Sean was sentenced to 55 years in prison for killing a man called Valen Francis in front of his wife and 3 kids in 2015. He will be released in 2070. Lil Sean really was a ruthless member who didn't care about anything. Didn't matter if it was broad daylight or if he saw a rival with kids or girlfriend. It was on site all the time for Lil Sean. However, it is more to tell about that murder that I will come to later on in the story. Just a month after Pappy was released from prison on June 3rd, Pappy was subjected to another assassination attempt. However, this time he was not touched by any bullet. Instead, an innocent photographer who took photos of Pappy was killed. On June 12th, Pappy was walking down Devon Avenue near his dad's house. Will Lewis, a 28-year-old photographer, was taking photos of the rapper as gunfire erupted. A car passed them and spotted young Pappy. A CVL from DBG named Eric Vaughn, also known as Mook C, one of the creators of DBG, allegedly handed a gun to a passenger in his car and told him wet that t-shirt up. Pappy managed to escape the gunfire, but Will didn't. He was struck by multiple bullets and instantly collapsed on the street. According to a witness, 2 gunmen tried to chase down Pappy and followed him south down Glenwood Avenue without success. The witness were able to photograph the 2 as they fled down a nearby residential street. Eric Vaughn tried to pick up the shooter and the other passenger, but had to park his car and was arrested nearby as he tried to flee on foot. Mook C, along with Denzel Burke, 15, and Michael Phillip, 17, all got charged with the murder of Will Lewis. This after Denzel, also known as Kobe, allegedly snitching on Mook and Michael, also known as Tay Black. Mook C, Kobe and Tay Black were all members of TBG. However, Kobe, who was only 15 at the time and allegedly snitched on Mook C and Tay Black, is free right now and is currently living in Peru and working as a forex trader, away from the gang life and is no longer claiming TBG.
Hey, that's some lit ass shit though. Okay. Go for it straight now.
Just 10 days after the attempted murder of young Pappy, PBG would lose a member, Pooh Bear's brother Antoine Sanders, also known as Pep. However, there are many indications that this was an internal settlement between an older murder mob ICG and Pep from PBG. Many have also speculated that it was the L's, D-Block or SBMG who were behind the murder, but those rumors are, according to what I have heard, false. Some say that SBMG killed him in retaliation for the murder of Pig from SBMG who PBG was responsible for. Antoine was sitting in the passenger seat of a car near the 8000 block of McCormick Boulevard. Suddenly, a male in black clothing riding a maroon motorcycle pulled up next to him and shot him in his chest. When police arrived at the crime scene, Antoine had already been driven to Presence St. Francis Hospital by the person he was in the car with. Sadly, he did not make it and was pronounced dead. After the murder of photographer Will Lewis, where young Pappy was the real target, the police became eager to try to get young Pappy off the streets, but they did not have anything to charge him with. This was the second time in just a few months that young Pappy was the target in a shooting, but where another innocent person has been murdered instead, as many also believe that Keo was an innocent bystander. Police were frustrated. Young Pappy brought a lot of heat to the north side and Rogers Park in particular. However, Pappy was now looking for revenge and blood. For the murder of his close friend Pooh Bear, and now after the both attempts to kill him, where Munchie and King Ty from Lock City came closest when they managed to shoot him in the arm. The person Pappy really wanted to get rid of was Munchie. Munchie, who allegedly was behind the murder of Pooh Bear, the murder of Keo, the murder of James, shooting Pappy in his arm and several other shootings. Munchie was his main target along with Lil Duke from Day Day World. 2 months after the attempted murder of Pappy in connection with the murder of Will Lewis, Pappy finally got his revenge. On September 11, 2014, young Pappy would allegedly catch his second body. If you count Blake from Lock City, yet again it would be a member from Lock City and not just any member. It was young Pappy's main target, Munchie. About 12:30 p.m., police responded to a call of a person shot in the 1600 block of West Juneway Terrace. When the police arrived at the scene, they found a 19-year-old man who had been shot and was unresponsive. That person was Glenford Johnson, also known as Munchie. According to witnesses, Munchie was standing in the courtyard of a building at 1662 Juneway Terrace. Suddenly a car pulled out. Shots started to ring out. Screaming and yelling could be heard as Munchie tried to run and escape the gunshots that came towards. Sadly, Munchie was struck in the
Alright,
chest as he
sir.
tried to run into a hallway where he later collapsed and lost consciousness. Munchie was sadly pronounced dead on the scene. According to rumors that had flourished for a long time, there were 4 people on the hit. Those 4 people were allegedly Bang the Hitta, Mook and Mosey from PBG and young Pappy from TFG. Who of them shot Munchie is very unclear. There are rumors that both Bang and Pappy shot him, while others say that it was only Bang who let off shots. According to witnesses to the shooting, there were chaotic scenes after the shooting. A local named Robert said that it was insane and that there were so many people who surrounded the scene. Robert also stated that he never felt unsafe in his neighborhood, despite all the shooting that occurred in the area. A former Chicago politician, Joe Moore, who was the first to be elected to Chicago City Council as the alderman for the 49th Ward, which includes the majority of Rogers Park and portions of West Ridge, in 1991 and got re-elected 6 times before losing to challenger Maria Hadley in 2019. A few days after the murder of Munchie, Joe wrote in an email to constituents that police believe that Glenford was allegedly responsible for several shootings in the neighborhood and that he was allegedly one of the top leaders of a local street gang. Moore did not identify the gang Glenford was believed to have led, but as we already know and as I told earlier in the video, the prominent street gang in the area north of Howard is called Lock City, of which Munchie was a member. Police said that the Locks are in a long-standing conflict with a more southern area gang called the ICGs, or as we know them, PBG. Bang the Hitta, whose real name is Keith Hare, who is a member of PBG but is also a rapper and who was rumored to have been on the hit, his car was found in flames on Lund Avenue just 2 days after the murder. Joe Moore wrote that a forensic analysis of the car did not reveal evidence that an incendiary device was used in the attack that was directed at Keith. However, a witness to the explosion claimed on the contrary, that an incendiary device actually caused the explosion in the car. A local named Craig, who also lived on the block, said he saw Bang the Hitta run to his burning car while the fire department extinguished the flames. Bang the Hitta later posted a Facebook status where he wrote, "Wow, y'all blow up cars. But we blow up bodies. I ain't angry about it though." Craig was also convinced that it was some type of incendiary device that caused this. This created a great deal of concern in the area, as many believed that it was only God's providence that no one was injured or killed in the explosion. My own theory says that this was a direct response to the murder of Munchie and the several mockery from Bang the Hitta, but you cannot be completely sure.
Hold up. Pop a nigga like a perky nigga, you would be. Oh shit. Oh, what did nigga say? Hold up. My bad, y'all. Hold up. Give me a sec. Pop a nigga like a perky nigga, you would. Burn nigga. What a nigga. The nerve nigga.
Hey, run it back, slutty.
Alright, hold up. Give me a moment real quick. I'm ready to find that shit. Said pop a nigga like a perky nigga, use a nigga.
And bro just call my phone.
Click call it jug.
Pop a nigga like a perky nigga. You a irky nigga. Like a stove, we keep that
I'm learning, nigga. I'm learning, nigga. Serving, nigga. Oh, this shit unlisted? The fuck? Oh, that's wildin'. They wildin'. Fuck, they mean unlisted. Bitch. Fuck, they mean unlisted. Hey, we ready to go back to it, though.
Mockery towards Munchie and Lock City reigned in after the murder, both from TFG and PBG. One person who absolutely did not hold back on the mockery was of course Young Pappy, who both mocked Munchie on social media and in songs. In Young Pappy's remix of Chief Keef's song
like
Finito, Pappy rapped, where the F is Munchie, I ain't seen him, tell him all that shit you talking, you ain't mean it. And in the song Afterlife Part 3, which I personally think is one of Pappy's best songs, he raps right there on the floor where he lay. Tell him get up, I know he cannot, Munchie. The way he
Yo, that is toxic as hell.
This line alone made many people start speculating that Pappy was one of the killers.
That be how I be every time I kill somebody in the game, though. That's exactly how I be, nigga. I be like, get up, nigga. Get up, nigga. Dead ass nigga, get up. That should be funny as hell.
There's one song by Young Pappy with a text that really struck me. I think you can guess which. Of course I'm talking about the song Angels, which was the last song Young Pappy recorded before his death according to his brother Bu Double. In the song, Pappy mocks Munchie several times. For example, he rapped put Munchie in the air, put Munchie in the air, how you feel up there. You can scream as loud as you want, as loud as you can. Ain't nobody going to hear. Another example from the song is when Pappy said, I know I'll remember that day in September. What's left and they're going to pay for what Lil Pooh Bear mama go through. Yeah.
Hey, my bad, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. I've been motherfucking high as bitch this whole video. Not even really lie. Did I even send that shit the first time? Oh shit, yeah, I did. Listen. But yeah, like I said, I'm high as bitch. That's why this video is so motherfucking long. You feel me? I didn't really react to this part as much as I wanted to, but hey, yeah.
Deaf dude gone too. Young Pappy really did not hold back. He was as disrespectful
like
as he
a
could
perky
be.
nigga, you
On
a
October
perky nigga.
30th, 2014,
That's dope.
Young
Keep it
Pappy wrote on
burning, nigga.
Facebook, F Munchie and his mom.
He said, yeah, that's funny as hell.
An interesting detail a month before Munchie's murder was that Munchie reached out to Puffy from PBG about squashing the beef between the two gangs. Another interesting detail is that a little less than a year before Munchie was killed, Young Pappy gave a promise on his Facebook page that in 2014, people would feel the same pain he went through after the murder of Pooh Bear. It seems like Pappy kept that promise. Two months after the murder of Munchie, Young Pappy was actually jumped and beaten up by members from DBG and Lil 4 Mob, the same gangs that were involved in his death 6 months later. DBG and Lil 4 Mob celebrated this on Facebook and mocked Young Pappy by writing, Young Pappy, how that ass whopping feel. Now we have come to the year 2015. It did not take long before Pappy got into trouble with the police in the new year. Young Pappy got into a fight in January 2015, at the same McDonald's where his friend Keo was killed in February 2014. Police said the fight moved outside and down a side street, Columbia Avenue. The man Young Pappy was fighting, who was rumored to have been from Lock City, ended up with a bullet in his leg. Although no one was charged with the shooting, there is much to suggest that it was Young Pappy who actually shot him, since he was the one fighting him. It would have been far too dangerous for any of Young Pappy's friends to shoot him in a situation like that, because that person would have risked hitting Pappy. So in my opinion, it's pretty obvious that Pappy was the one that allegedly shot him. Just like I said, no one was charged with the shooting. However, Pappy was slapped with a reckless conduct charge. Pappy did plead guilty to the charge and was sentenced to 29 days in jail. Good luck to you. The judge said. According to Ingrid, Pappy's mother, police stormed into her apartment with guns drawn to arrest Pappy. They spent hours searching for a gun, but never found one.
They said they ain't never found one.
Young Pappy was released from prison in early 2015. On May 8, 2015, Young Pappy released his most famous and iconic mixtape, 2 Cups, Part 2 of Everything. Damn near every song on that mixtape is a classic. The mixtape included songs like Afterlife Part 3, Killa, Savages, Homicide and Night After Night, featuring his older brother BU Double. However, on the Friday Pappy released his album, he also organized a big release party for his mixtape at his house that also would be a birthday party since Pappy turned 22 days later. The evening had kicked off on social media when Young Pappy announced on Facebook, "Party started." During the party, several neighbors heard gunshots that, according to rumors, PBG Duddy let off into the air for unknown reasons. About an hour later, literally an army of police and even a SWAT team arrived and crashed Pappy's party. According to PBG Chemo, more than 50 police officers came to the scene and surrounded the area. 150 people got arrested, both girls and boys. According to Chemo, the police thought they had kidnapped the person, something that Chemo just laughed away. The last to come out with handcuffs from the house was none other than Pappy, who mocked the police and said that they would stop harassing him, and that he only wanted to have fun with his friends and have sexual intercourse with his girlfriend. Pappy, along with 30 other people, including Chemo, was charged with misdemeanor disorderly conduct. Pappy was bonded out the same day, but about a week later, the rapper was back in jail for allegedly failing to appear at a hearing for an unrelated reckless conduct charge. He quickly posted bond and was back out on the street and wasted no time and released a new song called Shooters. At the end of May, what was not allowed to happen happened. Young Pappy was shot and killed. A journalist called Ben Woodard, who followed and covered Rogers Park for the news website BNA Info Chicago from 2012 to 2015, specifically Young Pappy, woke up by a message from a guy familiar with Young Pappy's gang. The message read, "I think Young Pappy got murdered in Uptown last night." An hour later he received another text message from the same person with the text, "I'm almost certain Young Pappy got assassinated." He was right. Around 1:35 a.m. Friday, on May 29, 2015, Pappy was walking with Duddy from PBGOTE in the 4800 block of North Kenmore Avenue when one or two gunmen walked up from behind and started shooting, striking Pappy twice in the back. He could not even see it coming. Pappy instantly dropped to the ground as the bullets paralyzed his body. Pappy was rushed to Advocate, Illinois Masonic Medical Center, where he sadly was pronounced dead at 3:01 a.m. Like many high-profile murders, there are different theories about which gang was actually behind the murder, and who was actually there. The theory that is most known, and which in my opinion makes the most sense, is the theory that it was DBG and Lil 4 Mob that was behind the murder. The specific people who have been rumored to have been involved in the murder are Moolah, Sig and Big So from Lil 4 Mob, along with Gucci and Shada from TBG. However, it is still unclear until this day how they got the drop on him. Some have speculated that it was the Hoolies or Duddy who set him up, since Duddy was the cousin of Lil Duke from Day Day World. However, I do not believe that. It does not make sense. My personal opinion is that either the police gave away Young Pappy's location, either on purpose or by mistake, or it was simply a coincidence that DBG and Lil 4 Mob spotted him. I know, the theory that the police have released Young Pappy's location sounds bizarre. However, it is the only theory along with the coincidence theory that actually makes sense. Police were frustrated with Pappy. Pappy had been the victim of 2 assassination attempts that ended with 2 innocents being murdered. Pappy took over the music scene, and constantly mocked his rivals, which led to shootings and violence in the north. Pappy was allegedly responsible for shootings and murders. The police really wanted him off the streets. Pappy to them was like a little snowball dropped from a hill that uncontrolled only got bigger and bigger. Pappy brought a lot of heat to the north side of the city. The police were simply not happy with that. According to Pappy himself, he was harassed by the police often. He was arrested several times in 2015 for minor charges, along with the 30+ who were arrested at his release party. Like I said, this is just a theory. I wouldn't be surprised if it's true nor if it's false. If it's true, it could have been a mistake by the police, or they did it on purpose. Another thing that only adds fuel to the fire for this theory is that young Pappy was on top of the Chicago Police Department's list for people they predict to shoot or kill someone, as well as being shot or killed themselves. This list is based on an algorithm that assigns score. Based on arrests, shootings, affiliations with gang members along with other variables. The aftermath of the murder of young Pappy would be, as everyone predicted, brutal. Both mockery and love flowed on social media after the murder as expected. Rivals to young Pappy started mocking him in their songs. One of them, Lil Duke, who I mentioned earlier in the video. Ingrid, Pappy's mother, described her son as talented, smart and misunderstood. She said that the police cannot be trusted, and that they were painting her son as someone that he was not. Before his death, his mother said that she was scared for her son's life. The violence was close to home, she said. Her horrors and worst fears sadly became reality. I really suffer with the parents who had to bury their own children. No parent should have to do that. I send my condolences to all families who lost mothers, fathers, sons and daughters to gang violence. The aftermath in terms of violence was brutal. Just 2 days after the murder of young Pappy, PBG retaliated. AJ, whose real name was Clifton A. Fry, 22, was a member of Lock City who mocked young Pappy immediately after the murder by writing, "Smoking on Pappy right now" on his Facebook page. Just hours, or a day, after the Facebook status was posted, he was shot. AJ was standing on a sidewalk in the 7600 block of North Ashland Avenue, near White Park and across the street from Gale Elementary School, when the shooter approached him and opened fire, striking him twice in the back. Police said a suspect drove off in a red vehicle. That suspect was Jermal Gossi, 17, more famous as PBG Spaz. Spaz was charged with attempted first-degree murder in the shooting since AJ did not die until 2 weeks after the shooting when doctors found that AJ had no cognitive function in his brain. He was sadly pronounced dead 5 days later. Lil Sean was also there and is now charged with the murder since the driver, Tyrone, used his own car for the hit, and when police found out that the car was his, they brought him in for questioning and he snitched on both Spaz and Lil Sean. Lil Sean is already serving 55 years in prison for the murder of Ellen Francis that I mentioned earlier in the story. Spaz is waiting still on trial. PBG really did not give a damn after Pappy was killed. They were ready to put everything on the line and showed that here when a Lock City member mocked Pappy, and got smoked directly after.
You bitches
That's why you busy getting overkill, headshots, execution shots.
Yeah, bro, and we be overkilling y'all. Bro, and folks, all niggas y'all lost, we overkilled y'all.
You go to heaven and hell, you gonna be fucked up when you get there. I guarantee you that. You gonna be in heaven or hell with a fucked up form. I guarantee you that. The Apollo's gonna fuck your body up.
Who we Blake, Blake, Keno, Keon, Lucky, Valon, Bonnie, Munchie, that's 7. AJ, that's 8. Oh, I forgot about AJ.
D.I., Jonathan, I could name a lot of you bitches. Let's keep it 100. I name every motherfucker.
God damn.
Folks, this some real shit. Who y'all took? Cool, Free, JB, Moosey, that's 4. Keo, that's 5. 5 motherfuckers, Z. Oh, folks, I just literally counted like 8 motherfuckers y'all just seen me watch. Just count it. Oh, bro, fuck, you niggas not on shit ain't no fucking work. Fuck, we killed them motherfuckers. Fuck you talking about? What? Shorty Doherty?
Just a month after the murder of AJ from Lock City, Lil Sean killed another member of Lock City, V12, whose real name was Valen Francis, whom I just mentioned in the last paragraph. 22-year-old Valen Francis and his fiancée had been outside playing with their kids, ages 7, 4 and 3 when they noticed 19-year-old Lil Sean Randall riding his bicycle down the street. Francis and his fiancée thought Randall was dangerous and decided to bring their kids inside. As the couple gathered their kids' toys outside their home in the 2000 block of West Arthur Avenue, Randall walked back toward the house with a black hoodie pulled tightly around his face. As Francis reached for his daughter's bicycle, Randall opened fire, striking Francis 4 times. All 3 children and the fiancé were still outside when the shooting occurred. Witnesses recognized Randall, prosecutors said, because the top of his face was visible and some of his brown-tipped dreads popped out of the hood. Lil Sean was later charged and convicted of the murder. Like Hai said, PBG really didn't care and put everything on the line for Pappy. PBG had now dropped 2 bodies just within a month after Pappy was killed, and bodies would continue to drop. On November 14, 2015, it was TFG's turn to take revenge in Pappy's name. It is rumored that Savage Sheen, Don and King Shuda, all 3 from DFG, caught EJ from Lil 4 Mob walking in the 1600 block of West Howard and shot him in his chest and back. A car was seen speeding away from the scene. EJ, whose real name was Eric Jordan, was pronounced dead at the hospital. However, just 2 weeks after EJ's assassination, PBG lost a member, Mosey. Mosey was outside on the 2200 block of West Tomey Avenue when someone exited a vehicle that was parked nearby and opened fire. Mosey was struck in the face and his body. Sadly, he was pronounced dead on the scene. The shooter, who is rumored to have been Voni from Lock City, took off in a green minivan. Next year, in May 2016, Kiki was killed from Lock City. Streets and Camo from PBG were the alleged shooters. In October 2016, DFG, and especially King Shuda and Savage Sheen, would strike again when they allegedly caught G-Tuck from Lil 4 Mob TBG and killed him. 5 months after Kiki's murder, PBG took revenge after Mosey's murder. Kemo, D-Mac and Stucky from PBG, along with Blue Glow from his gang, allegedly caught Boney from Lock City and started to let off shots. Boney was struck in the head and was later pronounced dead at the hospital. In November 2016, King Shuda himself was shot and killed outside a funeral, allegedly by Creep from Hula Gang. This was allegedly a retaliation for Shuda allegedly killing John from Mag earlier in the same year at a party. The next year, in 2017, Luki from PBG allegedly caught Ramo from Lock City and killed him. The next year, 2018, PBG shot King Ty on 3 different occasions. Lil DJ from PBG allegedly shot him in his stomach. Fresh from ABM and Duddy from PBG OTE later shot both King Ty and JJ. Both survived. There are a lot more killings and shootings that have occurred, but that doesn't apply to this story. That is for another video. we have come to the end of this story, and as usual I will write a small descriptive text of the person in question, Young Pappy. Young Pappy was one of my absolute favorite rappers from Chicago. His flow, his lyrics and energy really got you hyped up. He could get you on what he was on. Unfortunately, as with many other rappers from Chicago, Pappy actually lived the life he rapped about, which would eventually lead to his death, and again Chicago would lose an incredible talent that would have been at the top of the music industry today if he were alive. It's just sad to see so much talent go to waste in Chicago. I just hope now that Pappy's brothers, BU Double and Taysaf, stay alive and focus on the music. The same year that Pappy was murdered, in 2015, BU Double was shot 9 times. Happily he survived. He has also been in and out of prison just like his little brother Taysaf. I just hope that they stay alive and focus on their music. I hope Pappy rests in peace and that his legacy will last forever. Thank you for watching the video. Comment on what you thought of it. Rest in peace to the people whose lives were taken in the gang wars.
Alright, y'all, so that's the rest of the video. That's just part 2, I guess. I'm ready to just upload all of it together for real. And the live is gonna be a separate video also. But yeah, that's the story of Young Pappy. Let me know in the comments how y'all feel about that. And drop what y'all favorite song is by Pappy. But nah.